What's up, YouTube? KC Life Adventures here. Today's video will be talking about how we got married in Kenya. Man, getting married to a foreigner in Kenya is crazy. It's crazy. Hey, it's crazy. Especially in Nairobi. We went through a lot. I can't remember everything, but she remembers. I think she has everything written down, so she remembers most of the things. Here's how we got married in Kenya.
Do you remember when we talked on the phone and then we kind of decided that we wanted to get married? That was 2 months before we actually got married. So we did everything in 2 months. We talked about it. Then I started to look online, like how do you do these things? Like what is needed for that? And then we found out that we had to apply through eCitizen. If you are Kenyan, you know what eCitizen is.
Yeah, eCitizen is the website where you apply everything, mostly everything. Your passport, where you want to get married, your driver's license and all that.
Yeah, also if you're a foreigner and you want a visa, then also that goes through eCitizen. So I already had an account. But we had to both fill in our whole application, our personal details, the details about our parents, and like a whole bunch of things we needed uploaded, like our copies of passports and everything. So once I knew what was needed, I started to gather my documents. So some of them I had to order them. So I ordered them online, then they sent them home. Like for example, proof that I wasn't married before. And then we started to do the online application. eCitizen had a limitation on what you could upload. And so I wasn't able to upload 2-page documents. So I did what I could. I did the best I could, but then at some point we decided, let's just go there in person and see if we can go from there instead of applying online, making mistakes, and then have to do it all over again. Anyway.
All right. So my side of the story was when we started applying for the marriage. So was it the marriage for the marriage date and all that, booking date. So kawaida Nairobi, it's usually booked. Watu ni wengi, you know. So I decided to go all the way to Kajiado in Isinya. So mimi na ndugu yangu speed bike. Ooh, there you go. Nice speed bike. Mimi na speed bike yangu all the way to Kajiado. It took me like an hour and a half kutoka Nairobi mpaka Kajiado, of which usually nakwanga I think 30 minutes. I took an hour and a half because nilikuwa nimechoka. So getting there, I looked for the AG's office. I got, and then long story short, I got to the AG, or rather to the officer there. Then I was told that they do not do international marriages. Then the guy was like, "Kwani umekosa bibi hapa Nairobi?" So I had to like explain to him, mimi naishi hapa around, I just live around Kitengela. So you know, from Kitengela to Nairobi is far than Kitengela to Isinya. So then he told me that they do not do international marriages. They're not commissioned, or rather allowed to do so. So I had to go back to Nairobi. From there, that's when Chris remembers almost everything, because for me it was way too much to handle. I was going left, right, and center. Nimekoniwa pesa, coming day after day until bro. So here's the next of the story.
It was 1 month later. I flew out to Kenya. We made an appointment. No, we didn't make an appointment. We just went there, right? We just went there, and I think the AG office opened at 9, and we were there at 8:55. And there was already a line with people. So we stood in line until it was our turn. We went inside, still busy, but they didn't want to help us without an appointment. That's what we found out after waiting already for a long time. I think that's when you started to talk to this police officer there. You were like asking, I think he was asking us like, what are you going to do? What is it that you're here for? You started to explain to him that we wanted to get married.
Well, I think he's the one who came to me and he asked whether what help can he get from him. So yeah, I told him what we wanted to do, to apply for a wedding date, or rather marriage date. Then he was like, yeah, I can help you. I was like, how? He was like, we went outside. Did you go outside? Yeah, I think we went outside. Then he talked to me personally. Then he was like, you can make it really quick, but he'll need for me to give him something so that he can help me. Kitu kidogo, and kitu kidogo was like, I think between 6 and 8,000. So for the process to be very quick and efficient, and then also to be able to get a date. Getting married in Nairobi is crazy because there's a lot of there's so many booking dates, and then the line, there's always line in Nairobi. Like I remember, well, she will tell you about that, but what I wanted to tell you was, yeah, niligongwa 8,000 shillings just for me to get help, and then and that help actually, like when I said kitu yote, msali kulitu pesa yangu ya bure, 8,000 shillings, bro. 8,000 shillings.
I still wonder if it actually helped us, or if
No,
without his help, we would have.
It didn't
gotten
completely.
away. Okay.
It didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, so he said, just go home, fill the application the best you can, then I will make sure that they will look at it soon, and then you can book an appointment with one of the officers in the AG office, so that we can see what else you need. So that's what we did. I think 2-3 days later we got a message that our application had gotten through.
Yeah.
And that's when we went there. Good morning. Right now I am on my way to the AG office, and I will meet Chops there because right now he is at work. I think we were only half an hour waiting, then we were attended to. So we went in, but the lady was pretty fast, and she said there were several things about our application that were wrong and we needed to fix. I don't know if we expected that, because we had never done that before, but we had seen a lot of other couples, interracial, intercultural couples, come out and tell us that the application was not going straight forward. They always had to make changes, and like all of them had to. So she told us that one, the affidavit, is it how you pronounce it, was wrong. It said single. She wanted it to say bachelor.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So she asked you, can you fix that in 1 day? So we meet again tomorrow. And then also, I also remember that she asked us more specifics about our parents, jobs, like literally, why does anyone care what our parents used to do when they were not retired yet? But that's what we had to fill in, and some other small things. And the documents were not correct. So she told us, go to a cyber, they know how to do it. You can't do that from home. Go to a cyber, they'll help you with uploading the documents the right way. So she said, I'll see you again tomorrow. That appointment was at 11 in the morning. So let's say around 12 we were done. And I think that is when your chase started for getting the new affidavit. Yeah, so the next day we went back. Good morning again. We are going for the interview part 2. Again, I'm on my way to town. I'll meet Chops there because he's at work right now. And I hope today goes better than yesterday. We'll find out soon. We met at 10. We went to the cyber. We uploaded everything that we needed to upload. And then at 11 we had that appointment. So it went completely different that second day, because we were sitting in the waiting room for, I think maybe 3 hours. And we hadn't brought any food or something from home because we didn't know it was going to take so long. So we were sitting in the waiting room together with several other couples. And at some point it was like 1:30 or something. The same lady as the day before, she was seeing us again. But then again, there was things that she wanted us to change on the application. So we were like really bummed out, because we were really thinking that this is it. Now we're going to get our date and we're finished. But we were not finished. She said, I'm going to have lunch first, then come back, make changes, go to the cyber again, make changes, then I'll see you again. So we did that. We went to the cyber, did what we had to do, came back, sat in the same line with the same people. All the other couples had come back as well. And we were just waiting and nothing was moving. So we later found out that the lady had a meeting with other colleagues, and that's why we're just waiting for nothing for like 2 hours. Long story short, it was 6:30 p.m. before she was having time for us again. So thank God the application this time was correct. So she said, okay, we can set the date now, but you have to pay first. And did you bring cash? No, we did not bring cash. We had money in the phone. So while Chops went out to get money, I was just sitting in her office with her, and she was like, just go outside, go to the waiting room. I'm going to help other people and I'll attend to you later. So basically I went back to the same line with waiting people, and then also because she didn't want to wait for Chops to come back. So, okay, at some point Chops came back, we waited our turn again. We came into that office again, and then we paid, picked a date, and that is when we finally had a date for us to get married. That was actually the week after that, because it was Tuesday or something, and she was like, okay, next week, you want to get married on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday?
Yeah, we wanted to get married on a Monday. That's when we met, the day we met.
Yeah.
It was on the 23rd. But then they don't do weddings on Mondays. Was it on Monday or Friday? Mondays. They don't do weddings on Mondays.
Yeah, they don't do weddings on Mondays,
yeah. So we didn't have, we had no option but to take another date.
Yeah, so at that point we were like, okay, then any date that week doesn't really matter. So we picked the date. So we had like literally 1 week to prepare ourselves for our wedding day, of which we did. There's a video where we are introducing our wedding clothes. We will link that up here so that you can see it as well. On the day we got married again, it was an appointment at 11. So we went in, we told them, we have an appointment today to get married. They told us, okay, so you sit in this waiting room again with a whole bunch of other couples. Some of them had kids and other family members with them. We just came with our 2 witnesses. At the wedding, like in the marriage room, there were actually no other people allowed than just the 2 people getting married and the witnesses. At some point, they were just calling our names. The waiting was not that long, I think. They're calling our names. We went in. She was like, sit down. So we sat down. Then she started to speak immediately. She didn't say like, oh, hi, oh, nice that you're getting married. She just started right away telling us things that I totally forgot already. Do you remember what she all said? Or did you hear what she said?
For better, for worse, until death do us part.
I don't even think she said that. But maybe that just didn't come through with me anyway. So at some point she said, please stand up. I didn't hear her say that. I just noticed that you were standing up. So I was like, okay, do I also stand up? So I think you were pointing at me like, stand up. So we were standing up. Then she was saying, repeat after me. And then she started to say things. Thank God you were first, because I literally did not hear what she said.
So what are you saying?
So
you're
fast.
saying you're frozen. You don't even remember anything.
No, at that point, she was talking in a speed that I could not understand what she was saying.
Oh, you thought this was Europe, yeah? The way you guys are, you come into a church or... Man, this is Africa.
I think she wanted
Welcome to Africa.
She wanted to either get a lot of couples married that day, or she didn't like her job.
I think so. I think she wanted to get a lot of people get married.
So she said to you, repeat after me, and that is when I could listen what you were saying. And then when she said repeat after me, I knew what I had to say. We exchanged rings of which I didn't know we had, because again we only had 1 week to prepare. I told Chops, okay, if we don't have rings, it's fine, we can look for them later. But
and she didn't know we had rings because I bought the rings. I mean, yeah, it's our wedding day. I mean, I'm the man, so I planned for the rings way back, man. I bought the rings, so she didn't know, and she knew about the rings exactly the same day. And how did I know about the rings if they were fitting you? I just guessed. And I think I'm just good at guessing. I guessed correctly because I think I measured with the string. She didn't know. Then when I went to buy the rings, I actually used the string to buy.
When we were standing outside still waiting to get married, or like waiting for our witnesses to come, we had 1 witness already there, and she asked you where are the rings, because she was going to give them to us. And I was literally saying, we don't have rings, and you were just taking them out of your pocket. So I was like, what? How did he get rings? And I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise to me. But I think the whole ceremony altogether lasted shorter than 5 minutes. Before we knew it, it was over and we were outside. We signed the papers and then we were sent outside and other people came in. And before we knew it, we were outside of the AG office looking at each other like,
I mean,
just got married.
basically, marriages in AG, they don't take longer than 10 minutes. 10 minutes a lot. Because before us, there were, I think, 4 people in front of us. And after, there are other people. So definitely, when you get married in an AG, is marriage. It's just the vows. Vows take less than 3-4 minutes.
And they didn't ask us if we wanted to do our own vows.
I think you need to present that before. Once you get in the chambers, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, maybe. So that's when we were married. So we went to have lunch with our witnesses. Then we went on our honeymoon. Another video that you can find on our channel. And after that, I think that officer, he texted you and he said, did you apply for certified copies of your marriage certificate? And we hadn't yet. So he wanted the money again from you, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was playing us, so I didn't send any money. But then after 2 days, check the certification came without any money spent.
And I think that is when I started to doubt, did he really help us the first time?
He definitely did not.
But we were not in a rush with that certified copy, and it was free anyway. So I think you picked it up after I even left Kenya. So that was that. So that was all together. That took 2 months, like from deciding we want to get married to applying online, going to the AG office, having those talks with the officer there, getting married.
The moral of the story here is one, do not spend money anyhow, when getting married, especially to a foreigner, because once they see the foreigner, wanataka kuchezea, they want you to spend a lot of money, so they find an opportunity to pretend they want to help you, utoe pesa, kituka hiyo. Because this officer alikam akaniomba do, from the side, I gave him 8K, that tusaidia ikuwa haraka, of which he was playing us. That's number 1. Number 2, for us to prove, the certification of the wedding certificate, the marriage certificate. The officer, once again, he had my number, so he texted me, and he had the audacity, he texted me. Then he said, I give him 3,000 shillings for him to help me for the process to go fast. I was just like, yeah, I will send you the money. But then 2 days later, the certification came. So I think the moral of the story is do not use any money. Doesn't matter whether you're a foreigner or whether you're local. Do not spend money. Do not spend money, because I think right now, because ours was last year, it's been a year now, exactly 1 year. So do not spend money. Right now, I think processes may go faster kidogo, but do not spend any money in a single challenge.
I think just having patience is enough. In the end, it didn't even take very long, and they were helpful.
Why did you want to get married not in a wedding dress and in these clothes?
It was not possible for all of our family and friends to be there. Maybe if we had gotten married in Kenya or in the Netherlands, it would have been a few of your friends and family members who could attend, or mine. And I didn't want that. So I wanted either everyone or just keeping it simple and together. And I've never really wanted a white wedding dress anyway. So I think also we wanted to save the money for the future. We have bigger plans. And getting married is just the thought, the feeling. Doesn't have to be a big, spectacular day. Not to me, at least. So, I was really happy with our wedding clothes.
Yeah, no doubt. Hoodies. So we wore hoodies, white t-shirts. I was wearing a khaki trouser. She's wearing a jeans. Mm-hmm. I was wearing some old school shoes. She was wearing what do you call it? The Vans. And then I think we were wearing the same socks. And we were wearing matching hoodies.
I never regretted what we did. I'm very happy. It was a good day. Yeah,
it was a good day. And I really enjoyed it anyways.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave in the comments maybe how you got married, or if you want to do this yourself. get married at an AG office in Kenya. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again in the next adventure.
All right, see you next time. Deuces.